Hello everyone, welcome to the Unit 7 Quiz 1 review. Let's start and let's read the directions. Please solve each equation, show all of your work. Here is our first equation that we need to solve. 5n plus 30 equals 2n. So what we have are variables on both sides. They are not the same amount either. So what we need to do is decide which one is better to move over. And don't fret. If you decide to move either of them over, it will have the same effect. I am going to subtract 2n from both sides. 5n minus 2n is what? 3n, bring down plus 30 equals 0. Where did I get the 0 from? 2n minus 2n is nothing. Okay, whole idea is to get the variable by itself. What's our next move? Subtract 30 from both sides. So now I have 3n equals negative 30. Still need to get that variable by itself, so we can divide by 3, divide by 3. Grab your calculator because we do have a negative that we need to deal with. So n equals negative 10. Before we do number 2, let me remind you, at any time you can pause, you can rewind. Because sometimes I have a tendency, you all know this, to go too fast. So pausing and rewinding is a good thing. Okay, drop that line. You have 2g on the left, and you have g plus 15 on the right. Whole idea is to get the variable by itself. I have a sneaky suspicion there's many of you right now that are doing this. That is perfectly acceptable. If a g is by itself, that means there is 1 in front of it. I like the idea of subtracting 1g from both sides because it makes this nice and short and sweet. 2g minus 1g is 1g equals 15. And many of you know 1g is the same thing as just g. So now you've solved it in just one move. G equals 15. And now we have moved on to number 3. We have more going on here, particularly with integers. Negative 3r minus 2 equals 5r plus 14. If we want to solve this, we need to have a variable on the same side. I would choose adding 3r to both sides. If I do that, negative 3r plus 3r is gone. It's 0. Don't even bother writing a 0 down. Not necessary. But you do need to be aware what is left or what remains on the left side of the equation. Negative 2 equals 5r plus 14. How am I going to start to get the variable by itself? Subtract 14 from both sides. Here's where a lot of people get caught up. Look there. In your calculator, make sure you are typing that exactly. Negative 2 minus 14. Negative, let me write that in black. negative 16 equals 5r. And I think if you look at this right now, you can already tell our answer is going to be a little bit yucky. And that's okay. The way to get the variable by itself is you divide by 5. Again, be aware of that negative sign. Negative 16 divided by 5 is what? Negative 3 2/10. Okay, so far you have the first 3 questions down, and I can see that the next question is a word problem. Don't skip it. If you skip it, you'll miss it. Yellow taxi charges $1.25 plus 25 cents a mile for your cab fare. Blue taxi charges $2 plus 15 cents a mile for your cab fare. After how many miles will the fares be the same rate? Okay. For yellow taxi, this is what we are looking at. $1.25 plus 25 cents a mile. Blue taxi, $2 plus 15 cents a mile. Well, it looks like I have the beginnings of like a 2-step, or I don't really know. What's the key word here that's going to tell me what to do with these 2 parts? Look in this last sentence. After how many miles will the fares be the same rate? Same. Same is telling you you need to set them equal to each other. So, $1.25 plus 25 cents a mile. How am I going to represent 25 cents a mile? That's right, with a variable, might as well use m. Blue taxi charges $2 plus 15 cents a mile. Again, you're going to throw in that m. So what you have going on for you is variables on both sides. The variables and the amounts in front of them are not the same, so be sure that you're going to have to move one over. They don't just both drop out. I'm going to go ahead and move over 15 cents m, and I'm going to move it over by subtracting . Don't forget your m there. So what I have going on here is $1.25 plus 25 cents minus 15 is 10 cents. I know in your calculator it shows up as 0.1, but you need to make it look like money. Money has 2 places after the decimal point. Okay? Now we need to get the variable by itself. What's our next move? Subtract $1.25 from both sides. So I have 10 cents m on the left, on the right. 2 minus $1.25 is what? 75 cents. Nope, M is on the left, sorry. I'd like to get the m by itself. What am I going to do? Divide by 10 cents on both sides. This is where you could make some mistakes. Be aware of your decimals. Okay, so when will their fares be the same? After 7.5 miles. Okay, so number 5, we have a lot going on. On number 5, we have -3 quantity, 8x, and then over to the right, you should have 5 quantity, -4x minus 13. If you have this situation going on, before you can start any kind of solving, what do you have to do? Yes, you have to distribute. So, -3 times 8x. Bring down the plus sign because you are also distributing -3 times 11. On the right side of the equation, you have something new that you're going to distribute because you have a 5 outside the parentheses. 5 times -4x. Bring down the subtraction sign because you are multiplying by 5 times 13. Okay, grab your calculator. -3 times 8 is -24x, sorry, don't forget the x, plus -3 times 11 equals -33. This in here is something we need to fix. If you have plus a negative, what is it that you really are doing with the numbers? Let's subtract it and write in that symbol. With those numbers, we are really subtracting. So -24x minus 33, because plus a negative is subtraction, equals 5 times -4x is -20x minus 5 times 13 equals 65. Okay, at this point we have variables on both sides. They are not the same amount, so don't just drop them. We need to move one over. Doesn't matter which one. I would add 24x to both sides. Be aware about that. On your left, what remains is -33 equals, and be aware about this too, when you put that in your calculator, -20 plus 24 is 4x. You also have -65 with it. I would like to get the variable by itself. So what I'm going to do is add 65 to both sides. You're doing the opposite. And again, in your calculator, be aware that exists. -33 plus 65 equals 32 equals 4x. You're almost home free. All you got to do is what? Divide by 4 on both sides. 32 divided by 4 is your final answer, and that is 8. Nice work. Number 6 has a whole lot of stuff going on, folks. Well, but only on the right side of the equation. On the left side of the equation, all you got to do is write 15x plus 24 equals, what are we doing? Distributing 8 times 10 plus 8 times 3x. Do we distribute the 8 to the minus 2? Don't do it. It's not inside of the parentheses. Okay? So then we have 15x plus 24 equals 8 times 10 is 80 plus 8 times 3 is 24x, 8 times 3x minus 2. Not quite there. 15x plus 24 equals, well, what do I need to do? I have 80 and I have minus 2, so you need to combine like terms. That is going to be 78 plus 24x. We have variables on both sides, so we need to decide which one to bring over. Not a bad idea. Subtract 15x from both sides. On the left, you would have 24 equals 78. 24 minus 15 equals 9x. Now it's just a two-step equation. You can manage from here. I have confidence in you. You should have confidence in yourself. All right, we're going to have to do what? Subtract 78 from both sides. Ooh, that's pretty. Not really. So we have negative 54 equals 9x. This is going to work out. This is going to work out. Divide by 9. Negative 54 divided by 9 equals negative 6. Ta and duh. We have now come to the part of the study guide where you have two directions. Solve each equation and write it if it has one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. Here we go. Number 7. Negative 2, quantity x plus 2 equals negative 2x plus 1. All right, on the left, what are we going to do? Distribute. Negative 2 times x plus negative 2 times 2. I'm going to point this out to you. Plus a negative becomes just a subtraction. Okay, equals negative 2x plus 1. So on the left, negative 2x minus 4 equals negative 2x plus 1. At this moment in time, I am curious, do you have a prediction? Is it no, 1, or infinitely many? Okay, let's see. On both sides of the equation, we have negative 2x. So we're going to drop it. But this time, we're going to drop it by adding 2x. Don't believe me? Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So what remains on the left is negative 4. What remains on the right is 1. Those two numbers are not the same. So was your prediction correct? There are no solutions. And we will move on to number 8. Number 8. There is no distributing, but we need to kind of look through and see, oh, that I wrote that down funny and you're not going to be able to solve it like that. That should be an X. So what we have going on here is X and negative 6X are the same. And on the right, you have 6 and negative 2. So X minus 6X is kind of the same as 1X minus 6X. Negative 5X plus 4 equals 6 minus 2 is 4 minus 5X. Do you have a prediction? Because I do. Okay, I'm going to drop those negative 5X's by adding 5X. You know, if they were positive 5X's, then you would subtract them. Remember, you have to do the opposite in order to get it to go away. The opposite of negative 5X is positive 5X. Okay, enough of that. What remains on the left is 4. What remains on the right is also 4. That happens to be the same number. So you have infinitely many solutions. That is part of the question, so you need to have that written down or you will indeed lose points. And then there's number 9. It's just a two-step equation. Okay, what am I going to do to get to the variable by itself? Subtract 13 from both sides. So then I have 53 minus 13 equals 40. Divide by 5, divide by 5, y equals 8. That means if y equals 8, there is only one solution. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the last question of the study guide. Company A's long distance rates are 36 cents plus 3 cents M, where M refers to a minute. Company B's long distance rates are 6 cents M, where that means a minute. When will a phone call cost the same amount? Or will they? Again, that word the same means equal. And then on the left, we will have 36 cents plus 3 cents M. Be careful how you write that. 0.03 is 3 cents. If you move around your decimal place, then you have the wrong number. Equals 6 cents M. Have I paused and told you that you need to remember to look over your notes? It's going to be really helpful to look over your notes for your quiz tomorrow. Sorry, just thought I'd mention that. Anywho, you have variables on both sides. I would suggest that you subtract 3 cents M from both sides because you want to get the variables together. So then you have 0.36 equals, well, 0.06 minus 0.03 gives you 3 cents M. The variable is not by itself, so we need to divide by 3 cents on both sides. Slowly, carefully, put this into your calculator. 0.36 divided by 0.03 is 12. So what that means, at 12 minutes. 12 minutes is the magic number where your phone bill with different companies will be the same. Okay, thanks for playing the game, folks. Rewind, rewatch, whatever you need to do in order for tomorrow's quiz to be rock stallion. Have a good day.